Hello, I'm Mira and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be sharing with you a breakdown of my income in September and how much I earned in total. The purpose of this video is to share with you what is possible apart from an income from a 9 to 5, and also to keep a journal for myself that contains not just numbers but also my thoughts behind these numbers. Some background: I have been on a sabbatical for more than 2 years, so I do not have a monthly income. So these figures that you will see from my September income report will vary from month to month. Also, because I'm based in Singapore, these figures are based in Singapore dollars. When I talk about income, I refer to cash that is being received. So the income I get in September is basically the cash that I have received from my various investments and online businesses. So even if I earn the money due to activities in previous months before September, but if I only received it in September, then I will consider it as an income in September. So with that being said, let's look at my income in September. In total, I divided my income into 4 different sources. So let's talk about my first category, which is income from Udemy. I shared in these videos about being an instructor on Udemy, and Udemy does provide me with an income monthly since I have started around 2 years ago. The money I received from Udemy in September actually comes from sales made in July. Okay, so being based in Singapore also means I am subjected to the 30% withholding tax for sales made in the US. So here's a screenshot of my Udemy dashboard. So rather than looking at my the revenue here, or the pre-tax amount, I'll only be looking at the net earnings after withholding tax. Okay, because that is essentially the amount that I will receive. So I made $194.46. This is in US dollar, because in the Udemy dashboards, all these incomes are actually in USD. So I made $194.46 US dollars before the withholding tax. Then after the withholding tax, I earned $184.16 US dollars. Okay, and because of the Udemy's 30 days refund policy, so any sales that is made in July will only be finalized in August, and therefore they will only pay me in early September. So therefore what I have earned in July will only be paid in September. So my income in September actually comes from my Udemy sales in July. So Udemy pays into my PayPal account, okay, $184.16 US dollars. Okay, and from my side, I will transfer that into my Singapore bank account, exchange to $233.32 Singapore dollars. So from Udemy, I earned $233.32 Singapore dollars in the month of September. Now that I've talked about Udemy, let's move on to the next category of my income. So the next category of my income actually comes from the dividends that I've received from the stocks. So stocks here, I refer to all the ETFs or the REITs. Okay, so basically those that are not fixed income securities that I've bought. So in the month of September, I have received dividends from 3 different stocks that I've purchased. The first one being StarHub. Okay, so for StarHub, I received a total of $165 for my investment. Then I also received dividends from StarHub Global, which paid me a total of $222. And in addition, the CapitaLand Ascenders REITs, which I purchased, also paid me a total of $827.64. So all in all, from all my stocks, I received a total of $1,214.64 cents in Singapore dollars in the month of September. My next source of income would be from interest income from the bonds I hold. So I hold both the retail bonds as well as government bonds, and in the month of September, I received interest from these bonds. So I purchased the Singapore government's SGS bond which is a 5-year one. Okay, and I received $143.75. I also purchased the Fraser Treasury green bonds, okay, and received $1,131.73 in September. In addition, okay, I also received $831.78 from my investment in the Extra 6 bonds. So in total, the income from, or the interest income from my bonds totaled $2,107.26. The next category I want to talk about is money from bank interest. I will not be breaking down the interest from the various bank accounts I have, as there are just too many of them. Okay, so something to note, I still have savings in low interest savings like the POSB savings, the OCBC savings account, and so on. Okay, and the only reason I am keeping them is because of my gyro deductions, and I find it too troublesome to actually close down the accounts and then transfer them to another account. Okay, and who knows how long these high interest rates will last. So that's why I still keep them for legacy purpose and also for convenience purpose. So I do get a few cents from these accounts every month in terms of interest, except for POSB, which pays interest only at the end of the year. But for OCBC, UOB savings accounts, they do pay on a monthly basis. So I'm not going to break down all the interest from the various banks, if not there'll be too many entries. So I've lumped them into just one single entry, and in total I earned around $500 in all from the $250,000 deposit that I have in the various banks. So I do not credit any salary to my accounts because I'm not working 9 to 5, or I do not have a full-time job or part-time job. So because of that, right, many of the high interest savings account like the DBS multiplier or the OCBC 360, which requires salary credit, are not so applicable to me. Okay, however, I still am able to get some higher interest for some of my idle cash. Bank accounts that have the higher interest rates that I'm using is the UOB1 account, Bonus Plus savings account, as well as the invest in the Fullerton SGD cash fund with Mumu. If you have to look at the amount that I've earned from my deposits, bank deposits, okay, out of a total cash of $250,000, I feel that I'm not actually optimizing this, which is something that I am looking at. So because if you have to look at, if I were to put all the $250,000 into the OCBC Bonus Plus account, I should be earning around $594.52 on a 2.8% interest. Okay, but yeah, I'm earning lesser than that because I'm not optimizing it. Okay, how do I get $594.52? So it's 2.8% per annum. So for the interest that I receive from September is basically from the cash that is inside the bank in August. So in August, there are 31 days. So it's 31 over 365 days times 2.8% times $250,000. And that is how I get the $594.52. So if I were to put all my $250,000 into the OCBC Bonus Plus account, I should be getting this amount, but I actually fall short by 19%. I only get roughly $500 because of my allocation in other lower interest savings accounts. If I were to put all my $250,000 in the Fullerton SGD cash fund, okay, then I would be able to earn $679.45 at a 3.2% interest rate. So take note, right, this interest rate is always changing. Okay, it is a market interest rate, so it's always changing, but roughly at around this percentage, I should be earning around $679.45, which is around $179.45 more than what I'm actually earning. So one of my goals going forward is to take a look at my idle cash and look at how I can optimize them. I know that I will not be putting all my money into the OCBC savings, Bonus Plus savings, because in order to earn the 2.8% per annum interest rate, right, I cannot make any withdrawal. So my liquid cash, or the cash that I need to spend, will not be going into this bank. So I need to weigh carefully how much I should put in each of the various banks so that I can continue to meet the criteria to get the higher interest rate, and also at the same time ensure liquidity for myself. So the cash funds that I purchase on Moomoo are extremely liquid, so I can withdraw them anytime. Something that I am considering, but I'm still thinking about it. But going forward, over the next few months, one of the items that I want to really optimize is the interest from the bank, because it is a low-hanging fruit, and I think it is something that I can get more yield out of. Now that I've talked about my 4 sources of income, let's take a look at how much I earned in total. So the grand total that I earned from all my 4 sources in the month of September is, drumroll please, $4,055.22. So I'm very grateful for this amount, because in the month of August, I did not work a lot. Okay, I did not publish much Udemy courses and so on. Okay, but these incomes are still being generated. But I would say that these incomes are generated because of delayed gratifications. It actually took many years of saving consciously to be able to save up to buy these golden goose, like the bonds and the stocks that are laying me the golden eggs in terms of dividends and interest over the years that I hold them.